Hey Amarillo, I'm Skylar Gallup, and you are listening to the Hey Amarillo podcast, an interview podcast featuring some of the most interesting people and stories of Amarillo, Texas. We record every week at Amarillo College's Innovation Outpost. The IO supports education, workforce development, and industry growth by inspiring and facilitating innovation in the Texas Panhandle. Today's guest is Billy. Billy came to Amarillo just a handful of months ago with literally only the clothes he had on his back. Today, he's a resident at the relatively new local housing facility, Transformation Park. Billy shares how he left an unsafe place with no safety net, how he navigated that, sleeping in shelters, bus routes, and finding employment, getting on his feet through hard work and faith, and where he sees himself in the future. Here's Billy. Okay, Billy, welcome to the Hey Amarillo podcast. Thanks so much for being here.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm excited about the conversation.
I am too.
So I'd like to start with you the way I start with all my guests, and that's to ask, what brought you here?
What brought me here? I've been asked that many of times. What are you doing here? Basically, I can just sum it up as salvation.
Mm-hmm.
I came and found Amarillo. I moved here in February this year, and it was pretty cold. I had to adapt, whatnot. I really didn't have anywhere to go when I came. A friend of mine took me here, and I started from the bottom. My first trip was Salvation Army. I was in there when I had a valid ID, Social Security card, had a drive. I knew what I needed to do. At Salvation Army, you're able to have a bed and have a meal, but you can't hang around, So the money I had, I went to the bus station and bought as many bus passes as I could because I knew that was going to be my transportation. My first idea was I needed an employment. I needed to establish myself. For one, medication, for others, just hygiene, whatnot. All I had was just clothes I had on my body.
And where were you before you were in Amarillo?
San Angelo, Texas.
San Angelo. And so what was the decision, like how was your friend, like were they headed up to Amarillo?
I was in a relationship that, people have said this before, I've heard it many times before, it doesn't work out and it was just really ugly. And I felt like if I stayed, I would just end up turning the page and keep on repeating the same cycle. I was told, Amarillo was a wonderful place. Great friend of mine took the time out to bring me. And I thank him to this day. First, I didn't know. I was afraid, but in my heart, I knew it was going to be okay.
Had you ever been here before?
Not delivered here because I was born and raised in Lubbock, Texas.
Okay.
I delivered auto parts here, but years ago. So I've been to like somewhere, I've seen the Big Texan. I've seen a couple of streets here, and I wasn't too familiar, but I've seen. So I actually, being in Lubbock, Texas, and being born and raised, I was kind of familiar with the weather. It changes from night and day.
Well, it's good that you had a heads up on that.
And it was just so cold when I got here. I was like, oh, God. Coming from down south area, it's like if it's 115 or anything over 100, it feels the same. Yeah. And so there was a big climate change. I adapted well. And being at the Salvation Army, going to get bus tickets, that was my start.
Let me ask, when you were in San Angelo, did you have a place to stay?
I did. I had a 2-bedroom efficiency apartment. I had a great job. I was, being a great provider, whatnot. Just things didn't work out.
Sure.
And, I can tell you that I had to forgive. Not only someone else, but myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I've done wrong also. There was a time where I was, praying, and I said, Our Father prayer. And in that prayer, it says, to forgive those who, trespass against us. Because we ask for forgiveness also.
As we trespass against them.
Exactly. And how many times I've said that prayer since I was a kid. But that it hit me that day. I was like, I've got to forgive because I've done wrong also. Jesus is not going to forgive me and not forgive them. How selfish would that be? He wasn't selfish. So he He was there for me, So I forgave. And that was my first step, forgiving, having forgiveness for everything, what I've done in my life, the choices I've made.
And when you got to Amarillo, you knew that you weren't going to have a place to stay. So you went anyway, just kind of knowing that that was going to be the best path for you.
Exactly. I knew. I was like, okay, well, what's going to happen? What's my next step? My first thing, okay, Salvation Army. I'm not going to I didn't want to be on the streets. I didn't want to do that. Wasn't going to allow myself to be that way. But in Salvation Army, I had a roof over my head, had a bed, I had a meal, I had a shower, and I had obligations. I knew it. So after getting bus passes, I went around the city, started putting applications in. Didn't have a cell phone. Did not. So Salvation Army, I let them know, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And that's what they're looking forward to that. They want to see somebody thriving, somebody who's trying to give that effort.
What was it like, your time at the Salvation Army?
It was crazy, but then it was really fun. I met a lot of people there, great people. I met people that, they needed help.
Yeah.
Even worse than I was.
Yeah.
Families. I was there for maybe less than a month, maybe days before a month it was over. Seeing families, like, wow. Beautiful children, battered women, men that, that put themselves in this position. And a lot of stories were like, oh, this person did this to me. This person did that to me. I felt the same way. But you have to forgive. You cannot hold that with you. Because if you do, how are you going to move on? I ask for forgiveness all the time. Because he cares for us. Jesus has always been there for me. Salvation Army was really cool. I talked to the staff and I told them, my plan. You have to be in at a certain time in the evening. If not, they're going to lock the doors. You can't come in.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to open those doors for you. But if you have employment and you show that, show that you have something that indicates that you clocked in and clocked out at a certain time.
When did you get a job and where?
My first job was at a McDonald's, and right down the street was Mazzoli's. And so being on the bus system, I was riding around and I seen the sign, Well, actually at McDonald's, I was there using their Wi-Fi, applying online at places. And I spoke to a manager and I asked her, do you have a position open? She was like, I do. She was like, I just have somebody quit. She was like, you put it in now. This is like on a Friday or Thursday. She was put it in now and we'll start. I put it in. By that Monday, I started. That same day, I walk down the street. There's Mazzoli's. There's a sign there that says hiring smiles. I go in there, talk to the guy. The guy was like, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of busy, this and that. I put my application anyways. So he told me to come back. So I went back today. He told me I got the job. So I was, did the morning at McDonald's, did the evening at Mazzoli's. I did that for about 2-3 weeks. Did that. Finally got a paycheck. My first paycheck. I paid my obligations that I had to pay, like bills and whatnot. I bought me some clothes. Bought me a pair of socks. Some, what I needed. Hygiene, whatnot. Didn't spend too much, just holding on to it because I knew it. Bought a monthly pass.
For the bus, yeah. Transportation's key.
During that time, I was also going to the Goodwill Industries here in Amarillo. I met some staff there and told them my situation. They have a employment service there that they'll help you from the bottom. They'll get you an email. They will start everything with you.
Now, have you gotten a cell phone at this point?
The number I gave was Salvation. And my caseworker, I told him, I was like, this is I'm going to use your number. This number is going to go straight to your voicemail, and they're going to relay that message to me, And that's how I got the jobs. And then with Goodwill Industry, I was able to establish a new email. And that's how I found, I currently work at Sam's. And I saw that they're hiring online, so I applied to both of them. As soon as I applied, minutes later, I logged out, I signed out, I went over to both Sam's that day and talked to a manager. I had called before, wanted to know what the store manager's name was. So I'm going over there. I'm not asking for a manager. I want to specifically talk to store manager.
Yeah, you're being intentional about it.
So one of them directed me to the other. So I went to the other. She was the manager that hired me. That I worked in there now. She had like maybe less than a minute of her time. She gave me a minute. But that minute, I killed it. Killed that interview. I mean, it wasn't an interview, but it was like I was like the door that opened. That hey, I'm Billy. I'm looking for employment. This is what I can do. This is what I've done. I've noticed that you're hiring, and she was wowed. She actually took my number down. She told me she would contact me. So it was like a week, two went by. She didn't call. I called her. She told me they were in hiring freeze. This happened. This was like 2 weeks of time. But she finally called me back. She was, come here. I'm going to go ahead and submit you. Within a week, I did the orientation, started full time. McDonald's and Fazoli's. I thanked them. They said come back if I needed to. That's how I left with them. I didn't just quit. I didn't burn any more bridges. And now I'm working at Sam's, being there for about going on 3 months now. I just won yesterday. They gave me an award for employee safety.
Congratulations.
I was really surprised, but not really. My work ethic and who I know I am. I enjoy going to work. I love it. I love the people I work with. I don't only just do one thing. I'm all over the place. I do maintenance. So not only am I doing sanitation, I'm also helping customers. Helping customers bilingual. Showing customers, where certain items are. Just being available. So within a short amount of time, I've already won the award. And I mean, I believe in myself.
Billy, I think from listening to your story so far, and we'll get into some of the really cool housing opportunities and things that you're taking advantage of thus far, I don't think people understand how quickly or easily someone can find themselves in a real hard situation. I mean, I hear you say you were living in San Angelo, 2-bedroom efficiency, you had a job, delivery, you were driving trucks, is that right? Doing
I
delivery
was.
service, like in all, lots of parts of the states. And then, a bad situation and you're sleeping in Salvation Army in a city foreign to you.
Exactly. When I left San Angelo, my employer, they begged me to stay. They tried to do everything they could to make me stay. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe. I just knew it in my heart that I was just going to continue living the way I was living. I was ready to give up again, not on myself, but like that life.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was done. But my job, I loved it. I loved it. I miss it. I really do. And I thanked them when I left. I was like, I'm sorry. So if there was any way that I could change it, I wouldn't leave. They begged me to stay. They gave me a couple of days to think about it. This is a corporation I was like working for.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they could have gave me that time.
When you were in San Angelo, or maybe just like before, when you were younger, like a younger working person, did you ever think that you would find yourself sleeping in a Salvation
Of
Army?
course not. Of course not. Of course not. No, no. But when this situation came about, days in, I was afraid. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen next, but I knew in my heart what I needed to do. Even though doors shut in my face, there was another one gonna be open. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. That's why I went out and found jobs. 2 jobs. I went out there. I went in and asked for help. When I was talking about the Goodwill, they helped me there. Computer classes. They helped me with setting my email up. They have a phone there. I was able to. I didn't have a cell phone. I was calling businesses. Okay, what time are you going to be open? What time was the best time to talk to you? What time can I come in? And that's where I found Sam's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to, get a cell phone eventually. I was able to pay my bills, able to have some savings. So being at the Salvation Army, I think within 2-3 weeks me being there is when I was introduced to there was a new housing transformation park.
That's right.
I had got a business card and I called the number and I got an interview set.
When was this?
April, May.
Okay.
I waited. It was like the days. I was counting the days because I heard a lot of great things about them. That they'll help the ones that they're looking for help and also ready to help themselves. So I had my interview, and they asked me the same things. What brought you here? What are your plans? What are your goals? My goal was continue buying myself every day.
Yeah.
Every day. They agreed to let me in, so it didn't happen like that day. I think it was like maybe a week because they were gonna do the next, group of people coming in.
Okay.
I stay at Transformation Park. I have a mini cabin. It's great. The first night I slept in the bed, had an air conditioner going, and I remember waking up, off and on that night because it was a new place.
Yes, of course.
But it wasn't Salvation Army. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that I had my own. It was me. It was my space. And I knew my obligations. I knew to volunteer, do the best I can, don't cause any problems anywhere. Not only there, but anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just be a great citizen again. I knew the rules.
So tell me about Transformation Park, and because you've been there, what, month and a half?
Been like going on 2 months.
Okay,
maybe.
cool.
Yeah.
So in that time, like, what about it do you find like is helping to like set you up for more success or
Just structure?
Okay.
They have structure. The people there, everybody has their own story. Some people, they have certain areas. Some people are there, they're broken. Transformation Park, they have the means to help you. There's somebody. There's always when I walk in and walk out, there's always a caseworker or an employee there trying to help someone.
Hmm.
Any questions, any problems they have, that's a helping hand, and that's what I see when I walk in and out.
What have you learned maybe about yourself, as well as other people that you've come in contact with, like through the Salvation Army, about people who have like fallen on hard times and find themselves in a real tough situation?
Even though you fell for the 100th time, 10th time, 20th time, get back up. As much as energy you use to do that mess up, it will take even more to get up. It's possible. To believe in Jesus. Jesus will help you. Jesus was walking with me. I was walking with him.
Mm.
That's how strong you got to think. But I understand you just got to get out of that mindset like that nothing's going to break is going to happen because eventually it will. Don't give up. Of course you're going to run into walls. You're going to run into dilemmas, whatnot. But you can't let that break you because if not, it's just going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get worse. That's how I took it.
Did you ever feel maybe throughout your experience applying for jobs or just running into people through different, I don't know, getting your cell phone or, whatever. Did you ever feel judged for your situation?
No, it's at times. I didn't, when I was applying for jobs, whatnot, I wouldn't tell them exactly, Well, I had this one interview and they asked me, what brought you here? And, I was truthful. I was like, I came here for a better life. And they looked at me like that was a red flag because I wasn't like somebody just got out of school or someone just, lives in the area, whatnot, or has been here all their life or whatnot. And so that's why I was like, okay, I get it. Everybody has their own opinion, whatnot. But, I was lucky enough to get a job that they read me for me and my performance. That I could be there on time, that I can do my job, I can help others. And I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love my job. It's freaking awesome. Transformation Park, they've given me a helping hand. I volunteer there. I've talked to people there. Try to tell them a story. Or tell them, hey, if it was me, maybe I should look here. Maybe I should do this. What's your next step?
Mm.
Why? Because my vibe, whatever, can rub on somebody, rub off.
For sure.
You know, and Amarillo is great. They have so many resources out there. What I've seen, there's a never-ending, resources out there. But you just got to go find them. You got to go look for it. But the first step is ask for help. And so, Salvation Army started there too. They helped me.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, they let me, come in when I was getting off work. I remember my first night at work. I had some people that were living with me. They were worried about me. Who's going to go get Billy? How's he going to get home? I was able to get a ride from a coworker.
Yeah.
They were like, where do you live? I was like, I live by the tallest building in town. That's what I can point them to.
Yeah.
And they kind of knew where it was. So I tell them, turn left, turn right.
Yeah.
And I was able to, I started from there, asking for help.
Yeah.
So I wasn't ashamed anymore. Wasn't ashamed.
Were there times where you did, in fact, feel shame?
Oh, yeah, of course. Blaming myself for everything. It was all my fault. It's all my fault for my decisions. Of course it was. It was my decision to put myself in that situation. It was my decision that my life became unmanageable. But it was my decision. And Jesus, he helped me.
It was also your decision to get out and take a huge leap of faith. I mean,
I was so scared when I made that decision. I got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go. It was frightening.
To a new city
Exactly.
where you didn't have a bed.
But it's okay. Like the first day, it's like, okay, I got this taken care of. I put this application in. Okay, this is where this route's going to go. I was asking questions at the transportation center with the bus routes. Okay, I need to get here. What do I do here? What do I do this? I mean, what time will this happen? What time will you pick me up here? And I ended up finding it. So my schedule was the bus route and Salvation Army because I had to be there a certain time for a meal. If not, I'm going to miss that meal. And trust me, I've missed one meal, and they told me there was you can't eat. So I had to wait for that morning to eat. Yeah. But I get it because they have certain rules. Yeah. You can't just go in there, go to the refrigerator and open it.
Sure.
Be here at a certain time, And I made it through. I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to, buy food. I'm able to get what I need. My next step, get transportation, get my person in my own place.
So you're still riding the buses right now?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So transportation's next.
Yes, transportation. Yep. That's key, to get around. And, residents. I'm already looking.
How long can you stay at Transformation Park?
As long as I need to.
Okay.
Which is great. Which I'm not in a hurry. I'm not. What I've learned in the past was not to push things when I'm not ready. It just makes it even harder.
It's not the time.
Yeah, exactly. And trust me, Transformation Park, I'm there to help. They see my face when I walk in. That I'm one of the ones that's making it. I do have a purpose. If I can help the other person, man, I'll do it. I mean, because I've fallen so many times, and I got myself up. It was hard. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. But it's worth it. You saw me. You saw the glow in my eyes. You better tell. This guy, yeah, he's pushing it.
He's doing it.
Yes, exactly. I'm proud of myself. I got so many friends in town here that pray for me. They look out for me. They're so proud of me. Friends in my work, they're telling me where to go eat. You go try this place, Billy. Why? It's just because I was told the other day that for me not to change who I am because I'm a great person. And they see that from the outside. And of course, I hurt inside sometimes. But I got to let it go. And it's a daily process. And
to hold on to who you are to your spirit through incredibly difficult times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but the great things is like I can look at a sunset and sunrise. Tell you, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for laughing about the past. The funny things, great things that happened. Because it wasn't all bad. My past wasn't all bad.
Sure.
I had some wonderful times that I will never forget. And I'm thankful that I experienced that because this is making me who I am today. If I fall tomorrow, I know the route that I need to take.
Yeah, you've done it before, right?
Yeah.
You've come through it before.
And I'll say it again. If I use that much energy to mess up or to do something stupid, just use that even more energy to just get myself up. I was told a long time ago that we do it the old-fashioned way, we earn it. And that's who I am.
And so what do you see for yourself? Where is Billy in 2 years?
Having a roof over my head, paying rent,
Yeah.
whatnot. Having vacation time, paid vacation, experience in life. Amarillo, great city. I do not regret coming here. Do not. Thank you, Amarillo.
If you're starting or growing a small business and need some cash, let me tell you about Amarillo Venture Capital. They are a Hey Amarillo sponsor. They're locally owned, and what makes them different is they don't just invest in businesses, they invest in people. So whether you need $5,000 or $50,000, they offer flexible, asset-based loans, often with funding in a week or less. And it's not just the money. They can connect you with their local network of legal, accounting, and business resources to help you succeed. Check them out at amarilloventurecapital.com. All right, we're back with Billy. Billy, this is the part of the show I like to call 8 Straight. So I'm going to ask you 8 questions. You get to answer them however you want, in as much or as little detail, and we'll kind of get going on that. Sound good?
Sounds wonderful.
Okie dokie.
Cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it. First question. When you think of Amarillo 10 years from now, what do you hope for?
More shelters that would help the needy, as in, when I say help, somewhere that keeps them out of the elements. More food pantries, places for clothing, more shelters for battered women or families out there that are needing housing and job opportunities. As in, when I say job opportunities, places that would help that the ones that are looking, how to apply at places. Because I've talked to people, they don't know the first step. They're like, well, I don't have this, I don't have that. They just need somebody to hold their hand sometimes to go find that instead of just pointing to them. So I was saying just more resources out there. I'm not saying there's not enough here. I'm just saying the more the better.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you really hit the ground running, kind of like new. Okay, got to get a bus pass, got to get to a place. You took that minute and a half, with your Sam's manager to, really impress them. And if not for that knowledge,
right. I wasn't trying to rush it, but I didn't want to wait for a phone call. I didn't want to, for one, I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
For another, I was like, this is what I want. This is what's going to happen. This is what I don't want anymore. Yeah. That was my mindset.
And more of that for others.
And then another, it was like when I was on the bus system, I was like, I want to eat there. I want to try that place. Because I love going out to eat.
Yeah.
I do. I have friends of mine that we go out to eat all the time. And I'm like, okay, will you take me there? Because you showed me you ate there the other day.
Let's go.
Let's go. They're like, oh, yes, Billy.
Other than wind, what does this area have too much of?
Wind. That just, I was standing behind a wall waiting at a bus stop, and I had to stand behind that wall because that wind was coming from the north so strong.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow, this is how Chicago feels, right? Wow. Too much of bad drivers.
Ooh, listen.
Just because that light turned green, you better not go.
Calm down.
No, I preach.
I love that.
You better not go. You better wait for that. You better wait for that red light and see if they all stop.
Right.
Being on the bus system. Oh, I've seen them. Oh God, what are you doing? But I think that's like good sized cities.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody's in a hurry. Everybody has somewhere to go. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. So now, what does this area not have enough of?
flea markets.
Oh,
There's only one,
interesting.
I think, that's open. Theaters too.
Okay,
I
yeah,
believe
yeah.
what I've heard that COVID,
Yeah.
ruined a lot of them. So maybe some more that are in town. Maybe one that's in town.
Yeah.
Because I think I've seen online that there's a major one, and it's kind of on the outskirts.
Yeah.
So the bus system doesn't run out that way.
Right. Yeah, we used to have one kind of
At the
more central.
mall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
UA.
heard. Yeah, and then there was an IMAX one here, and it's closed down too. And I was like, oh man, 'cause
So you like going to the movies?
I love it. I'm a moviegoer.
Nice.
I love going to movies. I love it.
Have you ever been to Paladero Canyon?
I have not,
You have not.
but I did see a billboard that said the second largest canyon.
It is. It is. A lot of people don't know that if you're not kind of from here. Second largest canyon in the United States.
I seen that billboard. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool to visit.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, so what is your favorite local restaurant? I think we're both foodies, and
Yes.
so I'm very into this question.
Okay, we'll start with the Supra. It's a Mexican grocery store, and it's kind of like in a downtown area. It's called the Supra.
Okay.
And they have produce, whatnot, and they also have a cafe in there. Amazing. At 9 o'clock in the morning, they had everything I was wanting. These burritos and these, like, you pay a price per burritos, whatnot. They ask you what you want. They have salsa bar. It was amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
Okay.
It was really clean. That was like one of my best things. Cleanliness, and the service was awesome. The size of the burritos is like a newborn baby. My
Just load it
second,
up.
yes, I loved it. And the bus drops me off right across the street.
Perfect.
It's awesome. My second is Lynn's Chinese buffet.
Love a buffet.
I love it. I mean, I'm serious. I ate there a couple weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it. My next was Blackbeard. I had biscuits and gravy and a breakfast that morning. It was amazing. But there's other restaurants I want to try too.
Yeah.
Tons of them. So
Billy, how would you describe Amarillo to people that don't live here?
it's a great small town feeling. People help you. They'll help you if you're on the side of the road. You need assistance. Family oriented here. It's a great city. Good sized small town here. That's what I can say. It's a great city.
Yes, I agree. What's the most underrated aspect of living here?
I would say Transformation Park, since they have a lot of doors that can be pointed to you to open, and a safe place.
What is your favorite building in Amarillo?
At the Salvation Army, they have an area where you can sit outside. And every morning and every evening, it's a couple blocks away from, there's a building that has a country club on top. I don't know the name of that building.
First Bank Southwest building.
Yes.
Downtown. Tallest building in town, is that what you want?
I would stare at it in the morning and in the evening because it lights up so beautiful. And being so close to it, it's amazing. And I'll see helicopters, flying around it. That's how big it is. And just the neon glow of that building, that's my favorite.
Yeah, the lights on that building are really beautiful.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, that concludes the 8 straight questions. I like to end by asking my guests to support or share information about something in town. This could be like a program, an organization, place, or group, anything you want other people to know about. So yeah, what's something you want to like endorse or support in our area?
For number one, Transformation Park.
Yeah.
The doors are always open. If you need help from, from anything, medical, psych, a place to stay, just be aware there's rules, just like anywhere else. But they have an open hand, open arm. They'll believe in you. You believe in yourself, they'll help you. Salvation Army here in Amarillo, those doors are open for you too. They have resources also. It's a safe place. The bus system, they'll help you. There's also a program here that, if you're in the system as a homeless, whatnot, you can ride. You can ride for free. Just ask them. They'll help you. There's so many resources out here in Amarillo, but those 3, Just ask for help. The next person will help you. Believe in yourself, because someone's out there believing on you. Somebody that's praying for you. There's a better way out there. You just got to find it. You just got to fight for it. You got to believe in it.
Yeah.
Keep on believing it every morning, every day. Fight through it.
Keep at it.
It'll get better. Because you know what? It's going to get worse again. Mm-hmm. It's just life. Yeah. But believe in yourself.
Billy, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate you sharing.
Thank you for having me. I just want to say thank you so much. And just keep rocking, man.
Let's do it. That concludes this episode. Thanks so much to Billy for the interview. For more information about Transformation Park, visit mytransformationpark.com. Thanks to Venture Capital for supporting the podcast, and to Angelina Marie for editing every week. If your business is interested in supporting the podcast too, visit heyamarillo.com. Thanks for listening. This has been episode 407 of Hey Amarillo. My name's Skylar Gallup, and we hope you come back next week.